Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Japanese tier 10 tech tree medium tank, the STB-1. Now the STB-1 is a pretty damn nice medium tank at tier 10. It's got fantastic DPM, it's got pretty good mobility and it's got pretty good camo. The drawback to that is it's got the hydro pneumatic suspension and pretty bad gun handling. But the pretty bad gun handling on the tank was atrocious pre 6.0. Post 6.0 with the better cruise skills, the better vert stabs, the gun handling on this tank is actually pretty manageable. And it definitely hits a lot more shots than it used to, which is pretty nice for the tank, although it kind of breaks the balance of it a little bit, which is a bit of a pain, because obviously it used to have that absolutely fantastic DPM. It betters most other tanks at tier 10 for DPM in terms of mediums, that is. And it just shreds. If it gets tanks in its sights, it absolutely shreds them. And obviously the drawback was that you would not have the best of accuracy. You would have to aim every single shot. Well, it's not that bad anymore for that, because you will hit most of these shots, which is pretty nice. Obviously, you do have the hydro pneumatic suspension, which means if you're going on ridge lines, it can make it awkward. It's the same as it is on the Swedish mediums, where it's just, it is awkward. It's an awkward mechanic, right? Because it bobbles a little bit. You have to wait for it to activate properly to get the gun depression. It can be a pain, but like I say, if tanks drive in front of you and let you unleash the DPM, it's just absolutely nuts. And it's really nice, to be honest. So what do I run in terms of a crew? Well, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Trap Mechanic, Situational Awareness, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, and Camouflage. I run all the gun perks because, like I say, the gun handling on this tank is pathetic at times, and you want all the help you can get from the gun, from the perks. So, even like vert stabs as well, you want vert stabs as a must. That 20% extra to accuracy is just vital for this tank, because it just brings your accuracy right down. Or, yeah, well, it makes it better anyway. It makes it way better, which is nice. I really like this tank since 6.0. Before 6.0, I hated it, like I say, because it was just like, it was awkward with its gun depression, and then you just miss shots all the time anyway, so, and you couldn't really take a hit. Like, we've just bounced a T95 FV4201 there. That doesn't happen very often. The armour on the turret isn't great. If I'm honest, with this tank, I'd rather one day, when they come to the tanks reforged, right, for the lines, this is one of those tanks that I would rather, they have this package for the suspension, so you get the way better gun depression, and then they have a package where it's like the old gun depression, which I think was 8 degrees, and you have no suspension. And then possibly the PC changes, where it's around, I think it's actually the tiniest bit better deep. It's like by 100 or something like that. But they get 360 alpha, slightly better gun handling, but it's lower alpha, so you don't hit as hard by like 30, you know? Maybe something like that. That would be nice for this tank, I think, because it would give people the ability to play it different ways. Because this tank, a lot of people are put off with this tank because of that suspension, and they absolutely hate the suspension, so they'll never play it. Which is fair. It's a fair criticism of the tank. Maybe, you know, it gives people a choice, right? That's what I'd rather have. And choice is the lifeblood of the game, right? So in this game on El Haloof, we've come to this little corner here, like you tend to. We've got ourselves stuck in a good brawl, and we've managed to come out with 4.3k damage and 1100 assistance so far. We've managed to get rid of that IS-3. We're now going for the Progetto 65. This is where the gun depression can be a wee bit awkward. As you see there, we were sort of bobbling on that suspension there. Couldn't quite get the shot into the top of the Progetto. But the fact is, the reload is just that good. We managed to get the shot in easily to finish him off. Now there's 4 TDs, the artillery, a TD, and a heavy tank left. The 2 TDs on the corner. And it's like, right, okay, I'm just going to go around. Get up behind them, get shots into their back. This can be a little bit awkward, especially with the TD, well, with the tanks dying that's in front of them. There's only 1 tank left, which means they could quite easily turn to blappers. But we have good DPM, like I say, so I'm going to risk it for a biscuit. Shut down the 268 version 5, which we do. We load Heichi for this griller, and we're just going to aim for his lower plate, slap it in. Unfortunately, it doesn't pen the griller, but we managed to get him with the second shot. Although it was a low, I say low roll. He had 268 health. We were going to pen that anyway with the APCR. Now, unfortunately, we're trying to look for shots at this T95. It's going to be a little bit awkward here to get a shot into this guy's cupola. If he comes around and shoots me, I'm dead. Although, looking at his gun, he's actually got the 105. You can tell just from the gun breach. I'm like, right, I'm going to keep tracking it so this Waffle Panzer 4 will absolutely blap this guy. Because I'm hoping if I keep pinning him, let's say the Waffle will hopefully shoot him at some point. Now, the Waffle can take a hit. And with it being a 105, he can definitely take a hit. I can't because he will probably kill me. But I decided, you know what, okay, we're going for it. He ends up shooting us because, like I say, I realise he's got the 105. I track him in place and we get around the T95. He made a mistake there because the T95 could have stayed where he was and we would have struggled to get round him with the possibility of being shot by the heavy tank and the TD, wherever they are. But because he pulled forward, that meant that we could get round him, track him in place, take the hit, and just get round and get free damage into his side, basically, and stay safe. But now that T95's gone, we're on 6.5k damage, 1800 assistance. There's this Armour 1 who is pulled down. We're going to shoot on the move. Unfortunately, we end up missing. And we're just going to get round into a better flanking position to get some nice side shots into this Armour. And hopefully we'll get to finish him off. So we get into a position. That goes in somehow. Whatever, okay, I'll take it. It's fine. Thank you, game, RNG. And now we're against this T92, and this is for 8 kills. And guess what? Didn't realise I'd run out of APCR. I didn't realise I'd run out of APCR, so I auto-aimed to kill that artillery through the wall. And unfortunately, our heat round got absorbed by the wall. So finished that game with 7 kills, 6.7k damage, Devastator medal, Ace Tanker, High Caliber, Top Gun, 1881 base XP, 1800 assistance, like 8.4k combined, something like that. A really nice game for the STB-1. And like I say, if I'd just been paying attention a little bit more to my ammo position there, because this tank, especially when you get to the higher damage areas, you're going to fire the gun a lot. Because it fires so quickly that you can just chew through the rounds. And I should have paid attention more. Because I would have realised, oh, you've run out of APCR, you're firing heat. And I would have aimed my shot at that artillery, finished him off properly, and I would have had a Radley Walters at tier 10, which is nice, which is a great medal to get, especially at tier 10. But unfortunately, we auto-aimed, we potato-aimed it straight into a wall, and it got absorbed by the heat round got absorbed. Shame, really, but it is what it is. So now we're on the second map, we're on Cliff. And we've gone into this bowl area. And this bowl area is a great position to get shots that on the tanks that cross along the F line. We managed to get a nice shot on the move into the RU and fully dissuade him from moving in. We try and aim a shot into the M60, but unfortunately we end up missing. And we're just going to sort of work our position with this little area here. Now, again, the suspension on this tank makes it a little bit awkward because we're going to lose the gun elevation at times like we did there. And plus, because of the position as well, it just means that we're going to keep bobbling and stuff like that. It's going to be a pain. Now, we got a nice shot into T95E6, but T95E6 snapped the shot into us as well, annoyingly. But that tank is just way flat out better than us because he has similar DPM, similar gun handling. Oh, no, way better gun handling, I should say. Better armour, just better everything. And he doesn't have to put up with the suspension. But, right, okay. Now, this is important because I look at what we've got on this one line. Look at all the TDs and the heavies. Look, we've got 2 artillery. So I decide, you know what? We're going to spot that one line. And I spot it up for a minute. Look how much assistance we get just from that one little bit. We get 2.1k assist. And it's like, oh, thanks, nice. But I took a big slap and there's an FV4005 on that one line. I will spot the FV4005, but he will also spot me. So I decide, you know what? No, I'm not doing that because he will end up just one-shotting me, and that will not be good. So I come back up here now that these guys are distracted with whatever is going up there. I decide, you know what? I actually do have to attack this upper area because, quite frankly, we have no one up there. And if they decide to come and start attacking me, they'll just get shots into my back, and we don't want that. We've got this Chieftain Mark 6 out in the open, and we're just slapping the shots into this poor guy. So obviously the Chieftain, when it's out in the open, is very easy to hit and pen. It's a juicy target. We're up to 3.2k damage. Now there's this RU coming in. We slap a shot into him. We're just going to YOLO into him. Give him a little bit of a love tap. He puts another shot into us, which is annoying because it makes us a one-shot for everyone. And we shut him down. Now we've got this CS-59 coming in. And I'm not sure he realised I was here still. I'm just going to keep myself wiggling because that does put people off. And they think, oh, I've just got to make sure I aim this properly to finish him off. If he stopped still, he was always going to kill me then. So just keep wiggling, therefore make it harder for him to finish us off. We're up to 4.5k damage, but I am a one-shot for everything. I think, you know what? I'm going to poke this corner again. We're just going to poke this corner, see if there's anything spotted. And we spot 705A. I try and get a shot into his tracks to track him in place. Unfortunately, bounce, but he stops in the open. And I'm thinking, please, guys. Please, absolutely blap this guy. He's not looking at us again, so we're going to make him pay for that. I was going for the track, but unfortunately we end up hitting the rock. The E3 is coming round. We go for the track. We panic. We miss. But he gets absolutely wrecked by a Waffly 100 and other tanks in our base. Like I say, I know that if they were to come round and attack me in this position, I'm going to get guaranteed easy assist, and I'm going to be safe. Because look, we've got all those TDs and heavies and artillery in our base that are looking down this line. We get a nice shot into the lower plate of the 705A as well. But he is dedicatedly looking at me. He, fortunately enough, gets shut down by the Jagdpanzer. I'm like, right, I've got to change again because you got to keep changing it up. These guys on this northern flank will probably have forgotten about me. The guys on the southern flank will still be looking and waiting for me to poke around that corner. So it's like, well, now it's time to go. The heavy tanks are dead. You can tell by where the light tank is that I can move up to this position. It's safe. And now is the time where, to be honest, this is where the suspension is really nice because the gun depression that I can get here really helps me use this position. We pop up, auto-aim the shot into the artillery, finish him off. Now we're being detected, and it's actually by the heavy tank down below that keeps looking at us. We've got the GUI, pop a shot auto-aimed into him. And like I said, the DPM on this tank is really good, so I'm just quite happy to keep popping up, shooting. We're going to pop a blind shot. Unfortunately, we don't hit the GUI, which is, yeah, like I say, unfortunate. We're just looking for the shots, because we know exactly where the GUI is. We just have got to hit it, right? That's the big problem at the minute. Now, I kind of want to jump on this 705, but I want to shut down this artillery. I want my Pascucci's medal. So we pop another blind shot into the bushes, unfortunately miss, and just as we fire, he gets spotted, which is bloody typical. He pops a shot as well, ends up hitting the TD down below, but we end up shutting him down, and we end up with the Pascucci's medal, which is exactly what we want, because Pascucci's medal is brilliant. I'm finished with the victory. And we come top of the team, 4 kills, 5.8k damage, nearly 5.9, 4.7k assists nearly, Pascucci's medal, ace tanker, high caliber, scout medal, and we finished with 1800 base XP nearly. A really great game for the STB-1. It sort of showed off why you need to just keep moving and keep changing positions all the time. Don't keep doing the same thing and it will benefit you. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I like the STB-1. It's a pretty nice tank to play. I'll see you next time.
A great success!